So I noticed on YouTube there's very few videos on how to change out the rear OEM camera, the backup camera, that's built into my 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. There's a few others out there about removing various pieces of trim throughout the car, but specifically I have to try to get into the tailgate to replace that camera. I ordered a brand new one from one of the Mopar replacement websites on the internet. I'll post in the description what that part number is that I ordered. But an essential tool that I picked up today from Harbor Freight is this pry bar installation kit. So it's these little nylon tools that allow you to remove plastic trim throughout your vehicle. And they have a nicer one than this, but this was the cheapest one they had. So hopefully this will work pretty well. Beyond that, I've got a 3/8 ratchet, an extension, and a 10mm socket bit. So I've never done this before. I'm gonna try to remove the trim from this tailgate, so bear with me if I make some mistakes here, but I know that there are some Christmas tree style clips that go along the perimeter here that I'm going to try to disconnect with this pry bar kit. I'm going to pop those out. Then I have to disconnect the 2 lamps that are on the interior of this. Hopefully that'll get me to the rest of this trim as far as removing it. And then once I have that, I know I have to undo some nuts that are attached to the piece of trim that holds that OEM camera in there. So the reason I'm replacing this camera, by the way, is that it is terrible right now. Especially in the winter, it tends to fog up. It looks like I'm looking through foggy scuba goggles. So it's very difficult for most of the winter to really see anything out of my backup camera, which, you know, as a skilled driver, I don't need, but it's a really nice convenience, and I hate when I have something in my car that's supposed to work that doesn't. So I ordered a new one for about 95 bucks. You know, hopefully this shouldn't take more than an hour or so, but cross my fingers, here we go. All right, not too bad. Let's see if I can see this on the screen. Probably not supposed to dangle like this for too long. So if you can see this in the video, these green clips have actually two stages to them. The first one slid out pretty easily, but then there's a second stage near the top that you really need to use that pry tool to pop out. I got to disconnect these lights, particularly so it's not dangling like this. One. Two. Look at that. That was pretty quick. Now, interestingly, one of those clips came out, but it was loose inside when I was prying around. So my guess is at some point a mechanic has removed this. But I see where it's missing, so I'm just going to pop that in. Cool. Okay, I guess now on to the next stage. Oh, by the way, if I'm going to count all of these, thanks. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those clips around the perimeter. And then there's these really tall tan posts that kind of go into some holes in the metal here. So you just got to kind of wiggle those free. But so far so good. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. Hopefully you can still see. But there's a hole here, 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 and here that have 10mm nuts on a stud. Now, I'm gonna try removing these four, see if that loosens it up. Now, some instructions I found online that are not particularly precise talk about removing a bunch of other stuff. So I'm hoping that that is not the case here, but well, we'll see what happens. And there goes one. Hopefully I can find that. And does not seem to be particularly loose. I was hoping it would be. All right, I'm gonna go on the outside and see if I can wiggle it at all. Well, I'm going to disconnect this harness because I know this goes to the camera. Might as well do that while I'm here. Borrow the camera. Okay, well, apparently I was wrong. I need to take out the rear taillights, which is going to be more of a pain in the butt than I was hoping. Fortunately, it doesn't look too difficult. You remove the wiring harnesses off of the taillight. Easier said than done. There's one. And I feel like an idiot. There's two. Right? I feel like an idiot here. And should be easy. Just get pulled further. Oh my God, how is this not disconnecting? Oh my God. That was much easier than it should have been. Or, I made it harder than it should have been. Okay, so again, we're taking the socket and removing the same 10mm bolts. There's two of them that I can see. I think that's it. And woo! There's two over here that I didn't see. Right on the outside of the tailgate. Glad I did not push too hard. I don't know if this is out of frame. Let's see if I can move that. Okay. Woo. Tailgate number 1 is out. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so it turns out I got both taillights out. Turns out there are actually 8 of these little silver colored nuts that we have to take out. That's the first thing I started with in these holes. So I took these 4 out. There's actually 4 more across the top here, and that will take the whole trim piece off the back. Peekaboo! Son of a... Did it again. All right. So I got all those taken off. I think that should be, oh. Well, I finally got this off. Oh my God, that took a while, but I had to wiggle and wiggle and wiggle. And right there, there's a little white clip that you have to work on from the inside with a pair of pliers. Poke that through by squeezing it, and then you got to keep wiggling this and prying all along these edges, and eventually it pops off. You got to be careful of these plastic posts, that way you don't break those off as you're wiggling. It also looks like they kind of glued the washers to the back of the car a little bit, so that's probably why it was so difficult to get off. But great success. Since I undid the clip, undid the little grommet on the inside, that is the camera. That's the OEM camera that I've been trying to replace. So now I'm going to take the OEM that I got brand new and I'm going to swap it out with this one.
Do you get mini?
No. Just thought it'd be nice to help other people since I had to figure this out on my own. made sure that there's a little retaining clip right there. You have to kind of pop out of the white collar. Got to make sure the new one clicks into that. Should fit in perfectly. It looks like it does. Screw this guy back in. Cool. All right, and that is it. Okay, well, I got the camera installed. It looks good. I really hope that this looks better than the one I just replaced. So basically now I just got to put it all back together in the reverse of what I showed you. So hopefully if you need to replace your rear camera, or I guess even your tail lights, since I showed you how to do that too, hopefully this will be a helpful video for you, since I couldn't find any for myself. I thought I'd just make one. So good luck out there, and let me know if you got any questions. Thanks.